Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Finish, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds joining me here in the locker room. And good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Billy. How we doing today?
All right, man. You growing your hair a little long. I see.
Oh yeah, it's been in the works for a while now. I'm thinking about cutting it though. We're gonna figure it out the next week or so.
We got the Wolfman Jack over here, the intern Andrew Leeds.
Yeah, a haircut's definitely coming soon for me at some point.
You got all that facial hair. You remember, Danny? He got a mullet not too long.
Yeah, it's still,
I remember. Yeah,
it still is the mullet look. Yeah,
still got the mullet going.
It's very bushy at this point.
You got a fresh cut, Billy?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Las Vegas.
Very nice.
With Mike Gill and the Sports Bash.
There you
Super
go.
Bowl week,
Radio
baby.
Row, man, and we're gonna hook up with the sports book consigliere Dave Sherapan out there in Vegas. He lives out there at the site of Super Bowl 58 already. I just can't believe 58 Super Bowls that I've witnessed. It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Now, my first recollection of really watching the game, and I've talked about this before, was Super Bowl III in '69 with Joe Namath. Running off the field, he beat the Colts, who he guaranteed a win, and he delivered. That's putting your money where your mouth is, or your mouth where your money is, or whatever you want to say, right?
Money where your mouth is.
Right,
yeah.
money where your mouth is. But that's my first recollection of a Super Bowl. What's your first recollection there, intern Andrew Leeds?
Yeah, my first recollection, I'm trying to make sure I have the number right. I think it's Super Bowl 42.
Really?
Super Bowl 42.
42?
The Cardinals versus the Steelers back in 08.
Who made the great catch?
Santonio Holmes.
Santonio Holmes with that great catch in the end zone, right?
Yeah, no, that's the game that made me fall in love with football, honestly. I was an Eagles fan. I didn't really watch the games, but I liked it, whatever. But then, I watched that game.
Big Ben was the quarterback.
Not only did it have the Santonio Holmes catch, it had the James Harrison 99-yard pick six to end the first half.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
two of the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history.
Fitzgerald had a great game.
He had
right?
2 touchdowns. He was quiet until the third quarter, and then he just exploded like he did all playoffs that year.
Danny, what's your first recollection of a Super Bowl?
I'm trying to find the number of it right now, but it was the 2015 Super Bowl between
2015.
I was a late bloomer with football. How about you relax over there, buddy? All right.
Wow.
Super Bowl 50?
I guess so. Yeah.
Wow.
Seahawks, Patriots, the Malcolm Butler interception game.
49, my bad.
Yeah, so Super Bowl 49. That was an unbelievable game to kind of start off with because I was always a baseball guy. Then I started following basketball. Football was kind of the third sport that I started to follow. I don't know why. I can't really tell you why. But yeah, Seahawks, Patriots, 28-24 Patriots. Tom Brady builds his legacy. And it was a crazy game leading up to that, too, because I forget who it was in the Seahawks that had just the bobbling catch up to the 3-yard line. It was crazy. Edelman had a few crazy catches that game, but that was my first recollection of a Super Bowl.
And, of course, last night, the Sixers lost again. They're 1-5 in their last 6 games. Not looking too good, Danny. Ryan and intern Angel Leeds without Embiid. We're going to get into his injury. We had a really in-depth conversation yesterday, I thought, about his injury and if he should have played or not. And there's so many people wanting to blame the NBA and blame the team and the team trainers. But the bottom line is this team is obviously not the same team. Now, they had a lot of – Tobias Harris was out of the lineup, to be honest. Anthony Melton was out, right? Batum didn't play. But to lose to Ben Simmons and the Nets really pissed me off last night.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough patch, obviously, without Embiid, regardless of who else is even playing. But, yeah, they were very hurt last night. But still, to get blown out by I think it ended up being a 15-point game, but they were
130. Do they play
losing.
defense anymore? 136 points to the Nets.
Doesn't seem like it. I mean, when Patrick Beverly gets ejected down 25 in the third quarter, I mean,
You got Cam Thomas dropping
Cam
40
Thomas,
points.
I don't even know who he is.
He's a pretty good ISO scorer. I mean, but 40 points in
40
36
points against
minutes.
the Sixers.
He has these games where he'll go off from time to time, but if you're the Sixers, you definitely don't want that happening.
mean,
but,
look at-
like you said, Billy, they were down manned. I mean,
I know.
no
I
Nick
get it.
Batum, no Tobias Harris, no Joel Embiid. They haven't had Robert Covington, one of their better perimeter
Yeah.
defenders, for quite some time. And like you mentioned, too, DeAnthony Melton, again, one of their better perimeter defenders. So the Nets got hot, and they ran away with this one.
All right, so we'll talk a little Sixers. Obviously, we're going to talk about Nick Sirianni and the moves that the Eagles have made with the coaching staff. As far as Vic Fangio goes, I like that move. Kellen Moore, I'm not. The jury's still out with me on it with him.
yeah, I agree.
But at least he's done it. He's got a resume. He's got a track record, if you will.
Yeah, if you told me 2 years ago we were hiring Kellen Moore, I would have been excited. But obviously, since he went to the Chargers, it seems like his stock has kind of fallen a bit. But I'm kind of with you. I like the Fangio hire. I mean, we're trying to run a Fangio defense anyway.
Right.
Might as well have the
Well,
guy.
it's like not having a disciple. You got the guy himself.
Exactly. So I do like that hire. I mean, we'll see how it works out because obviously the defense hasn't looked good. But again, we didn't have Fangio himself. And then, yeah, with Kellen Moore, I'm kind of mixed on whether I'm excited or not. I'm cautiously excited. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
Danny, I don't know about you, but the excitement for the disappointment that the Eagles were on defense last year. Obviously, they could. The last 7 games, they were horrible.
Yeah, I mean, anything is. I talked about this the past few days. Anything's better than what they had. No matter what Kellen Moore ends up being for this team, you're going to improve based on where you were last season offensively, as far as just the creativity on offense. Kellen Moore's offense with the Chargers were 8th in pre-snap motion last season, so you're going to see a lot more of that, at least I assume. Maybe the Eagles intervene and put an end to that, but I think Kellen Moore is going to have free reign to run whatever offense he wants. Combined with, as Nick Sirianni said, his ideas. Going to mix some fresh ideas with his ideas, which could be as simple as the tush push or whatever.
Tush push.
But
that
no,
didn't go well. Their last tush push, they got stopped, and even Jalen Hurts had his face mask jerked.
Yeah,
right. And
right.
No penalty on that call.
It took almost taking the guy's head off to stop the tush push.
Right.
But no, I mean, Kellen Moore went 4-2 with a backup quarterback, Cooper Rush, in his last season with the Dallas Cowboys when Dak was beat up for that period of time. So he's shown he can get a pretty decent amount of production out of quarterbacks that are either above average, a little bit average, kind of middle of the pack, or a great quarterback like Dak Prescott has shown he can be. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table.
Right. Of course, the Philadelphia Flyers are on their the NHL All-Star break, and the All-Star game was yesterday, right?
Yep.
And Travis Konechny played. He was the only Flyer representative.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit of little Flyers, but more importantly, what trade deadline comes up? I think March 8th, I believe it is, for the NHL. And the Flyers are not looking to buy somebody to like. I don't think they're worried about. Obviously, they want to make the playoffs with what they have, but it's not. This is not their year. Like, they're not going to buy somebody because they're not going to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, 3 p.m. on March 8th.
Right.
Yeah. So I agree. I mean, they're in a weird spot where it's like, are they going to be I don't think they're going to be buying.
No, I don't
but
think
like, are they going to?
They're not going to be buyers. They'll be sellers, but they got to get value for whoever they sell for the future.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're in a weird state where, like, yeah, they could make a playoff push this year, but they're not a piece away from winning a Stanley Cup.
No.
I mean, they're not going to make a move that's going to launch them in the contenders. So it's interesting to see what they'll do because they have a blend of kind of like, they don't have like too many super old guys that like you just got to get rid of, but they don't have that many like untouchable super young.
No, there's
guys.
nobody untouchable now.
Yeah.
So I made a list. I saw this on a tweet or an X or whatever you call it now.
I'll never call it an X.
Yeah,
It's a tweet, right? All right. 2016, the Philadelphia teams drafted four players. I told you, Andrew, who they are. So let's let Danny go. 2016, our Philadelphia teams had 4 really good draft picks. Were like considered franchise players. Who were they?
Carson Wentz,
Very good.
Ben Simmons,
Correct. Phillies.
a guy who's in the news for all the wrong reasons right now.
Yep.
Carter Hart
for the Flyers.
and the Phillies. That was the year Mickey Moniak, right?
It's very good,
Yeah.
Danny.
Oh, wow.
So all 4. Look how
4 for 4.
4 for 4. They're all
Youth knows their
not
stuff.
not franchises anymore.
I'll tell you what, though, Mickey Moniak shows some flashes. Did you see his splits last year between left-handed and right-handed pitching?
He
had like
played, but he played really well out there for Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
he played okay.
Angels.
His right-handed stats were like he was batting 300 with like all of his home runs against righties. Against lefties, he was batting like 115.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Platoon him.
Yeah, he could not hit left-handed pitching.
Yeah, and I mean
at
the
all.
whole
But-
narrative with Brandon Marsh was that he couldn't hit against lefties.
Right.
But, I mean, it pretty much seemed like it
But
would
I
have been just as bad with Moniak.
But why the reason why I bring this up is in 2016, all 4 teams drafted guys that were like considered franchise players that were going to take us to the next level, and they're all gone. And the only one that really, I mean, with Carter Hart's legal troubles, he might not ever play again.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that. It seems more likely than not that. I mean, he's definitely not going to play for the Flyers again.
No.
It doesn't seem like. I mean,
Carson Wentz.
Listen,
I mean, he's
say
a
what you
backup.
wanna-
He's a backup
He
in
was for
LA
the-
now.
It was.
Yeah.
He's got to
Was.
find a new
Right.
team now. But say what you want about Carson Wentz. I know he's not the most beloved guy in this town, but he never had a bad word to say about the city of Philadelphia. In front of the media, at least publicly, whatever happened behind closed doors happened behind closed doors, and he helped bring the city a championship. They don't they needed that 1 seed that year. You're not going to just cruise with Nick Foles in the NFL playoffs if you don't have that 1 seed. So he was just pivotal.
yeah, he was
in
worth
our
the
success that
2016,
year.
even though it didn't work out. He was worth that pick. It is crazy though to think that a franchise quarterback 7 years ago is just gone. He's a
Even-
backup.
I think even if Carter Hart gets out of this legal trouble and somehow finds his innocence, I think Carson Wentz will still be the most successful out of those 4 draft picks.
Yeah.
All right, and on Super Bowl Sunday, we'll be broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. On the other side, we'll tell you how you can have lunch with the locker room crew at LaScala's. $20 gets you in. We only have so many seats available, so they're filling up fast. We're going to tell you how to send us a text message with your name and your phone number, and I'll get in touch with you. It's $20. The specials and the appetizers alone are like 16 to 18, $20. So it's $20 from 12:30 to 2 Super Bowl Sunday morning after our broadcast. Have lunch with the locker room crew.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's gonna
Great deal.
and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll all hang around. We'll all talk sports and get to know each other. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a text with your name and your phone number. I'll get in touch with you after the show. 609-403-0973. All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 to give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I'm here to tell you about the Stanton Insurance Group. SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth mover, producer Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Mavericks tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Maxey well beyond the arc for 3. It's good. He ties it. Maxey with another 3.
Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball.
Here's Burkow with a breakout. Oh, yeah. Reverse jam. Portloss twist, turns, dunks it.
97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're #1.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Thrill of an extra spin and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Parks. This is how you roll. This is how it goes. This is how you pop. This is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite. This is how you all night. 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sight, the vibe is right.
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Exit 6 off the New Jersey Turnpike. Must be 21. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back here, broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And I said, it's like, I didn't get any guests today. I just wanted to spend time with my young boys, the young crew here, and get a different perspective on Philly sports. And it's easy like a Sunday morning, Danny Ryan. Coming in here, the sun's out, it's bright. You know, it's a little chilly, but it'll warm up today.
Decent weather for the first time in a few weeks. We'll take it.
You know what? I didn't get any, I didn't book any guests today. I just wanted to hang out with the youth. Easy like a Sunday. Also, we're going to get into breaking you guys' stones a little bit, too, about sitcoms, TV shows, and I'm going to throw one out there. Have you guys?
Don't bring up Mr. Eddie. Don't do it.
People like this. I get texts. People think it's funny when I ask you if you heard of this show or that show. So the first show I'm going to ask you about. Do you guys ever see I Dream of Jeannie?
I Dream of Jeannie.
No. That sounds like
serious?
No chance that was made after 1980. No chance.
I can.
I Dream of Jeannie, huh?
I can picture exactly what that show was like.
So
but I've never heard of it.
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Okay, I thought you said I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, if you can pull up I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, I knew it. Not before or not after 1980. 1965.
Right. From 1965 to when?
I'm not. It was 5 seasons.
So probably 1970.
Yeah.
And they all these
buy it on Apple TV for 99 cents right now.
That's a steal.
609-403-0973. Send in a sitcom to try to stump these guys, which isn't too hard to do. 609-403.
I mean, you're bringing up from the 60s, Billy.
609-403-0973. Yeah, but these are classics. They have, Batman had a theme, a theme song. They all had theme songs. They're popular.
Yeah.
You think it's a little it's history?
I mean, I know like Cheers. Like I know,
Cheers. How about MASH? You guys ever hear about MASH?
I have heard of MASH.
I've never watched it, but I know what it is.
How about
Taxi? I know.
That's 1972.
How about Bewitched? You ever hear of Bewitched?
I've heard of Bewitched.
Okay.
Well, I went to Salem.
Oh yeah, my daughter went. I stood next to
the statue.
Yeah, the statue of Elizabeth Montgomery.
Yeah,
it's up there.
No, it's really cool. I had never seen the show. I didn't even realize it was a thing. And then my girlfriend was like, "Oh, it's the Bewitched statue." I was like, "That's cool."
609-403-0973 is the text board if you want to join the show. Try to stump these guys on a sitcom from the 70s or 80s. 609-403-0973. Plus, you can sign up. Spots are limited. Lunch with the Locker Room crew will be at LaScala's broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then immediately following at 12:30 to 2, you can have lunch with the Locker Room crew. Send us a text message with your name and your phone number. We'll be in touch with you afterwards. We only can have room for about 10 to 12 people, and we've already got 3 or 4. So spots are filling up quick. 609-403-0973. It's $20 all you can eat and drink in an hour and a half, right?
All right, we got 2 texts coming in on the text board here. First one, the anonymous texter says Kojak.
Did you guys ever hear of Kojak?
No.
Sounds familiar, but
Telly Savalas, he had a bald head.
1973 drama that lasted 5 seasons. And then Hill Street Blues.
Hill Street, you guys ever hear of that one?
1981 drama that lasted 7
You guys never
seasons.
even heard of Hill Street Blues?
No.
Wow.
Hill Street Blues.
You guys are making me feel old.
Another anonymous texter says Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
I know
I've heard of
Gilligan's
that one.
Island.
Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, that's real.
I've
You ever
never
heard of
seen
that?
that.
Leave It to Beaver?
I know what that is, but I've never watched an
And
episode.
then the anonymous texter also says Taxi.
Taxi.
Yeah,
You guys-
Taxi. I know Taxi. I mentioned Taxi.
Tony Danza was in that, right?
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito was in that.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. Very good.
I'm
Very
getting
good.
schooled out here. I don't know.
Yes, cool.
You know Danny DeVito.
I've heard of MASH and Gilligan's Island. I know who Danny DeVito
Yeah, how about
is.
Bewitched? You ever hear
I
of
just
Bewitched?
never seen Taxi.
How about
I've heard of Bewitched.
Bewitched?
I don't think I've ever seen any of these, though.
609-403-0973. If you want to be a part of the locker room lunch, we'll have lunch with the Locker Room crew at LaScala's Super Bowl Sunday right after the show, 12:30 to 2. Join us at 609-403-0973 is the text board. $20 gets you your lunch, appetizer, lunch, and a couple drinks you squeeze in and get ready for Super Bowl 58. Now, let's talk a little Eagles football, fellas, because this week on the New Heights podcast, Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce was asked about his coach, Nick Sirianni, gave him a ringing endorsement, and but they had such a collapse. Like they played so horribly down the stretch, and they're blaming it on the coordinators, right? Obviously, but I think they got bigger problems than that, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It does seem like the issues stem bigger than just the coordinators. I do think the play calling was the biggest issue that I could see, but
But defensively, they couldn't stop anybody. They're like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I mean,
they weren't tackling. They weren't play. They didn't. That loss to Tampa Bay was an embarrassing defeat, if there ever was one. That was humiliating.
Yeah, that's a game they should have won. I mean, it did seem like the body language of everybody on that team just seemed to be kind of giving up before the game even started. So I do agree with you where the issues do seem to be possibly bigger than just the coordinators, but you never know. The coordinators change might just be what they need to fix it.
So, Danny, when you have Reed Blankenship, he's a safety leading your team in solo tackles with 79. That's not good.
No, I mean, it's not. He clearly all season long was the most motivated defensive back in that secondary. And it was so evident. It was pathetic. Like the effort level for every single other player in the secondary was just Pop Warner. I don't even know how to describe it. Like I kept telling everyone that I saw, that would want to talk Eagles with me throughout the season. It just looked like they had bubble wrap on. Like I've never seen, these defenders just bounce off players like this trying to make a tackle. I've never seen anything like it. Reed Blankenship, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bad player, undrafted rookie last season, and he's come a long way. He's a solid player, but he shouldn't be your leading tackle.
And he should. I don't know. I'm even started worrying if he should even be a starter. I don't think they just had anybody. I mean, obviously he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think.
I mean, he's probably their best safety.
Remember how Singletary? 2 years? I was hard on Singletary, the linebacker.
Yeah.
He goes to Denver. He had a pretty solid
Singleton.
year. Singleton.
Yeah.
He went to Denver. He had a pretty solid year, but when he was with us, he'd make a great tackle 10 yards down the field and act like he stuffed somebody on the goal line. But it was 10 yards down the field.
Right.
Well, I
There's
get
too
that
much
same
padding.
thing about Reed Blankenship. He had 3 interceptions this year. He had a couple really big plays, but he was often hurt
Yeah,
too.
he seems like a great rotational depth.
Yeah.
safety.
That's
Maybe
what
not
seems
like he shouldn't be your best safety on the team, but he's a good player.
And Bayard, Kevin Byard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he only played 10 games. He was fourth in the league, fourth in the team in tackling.
Yeah, he showed some improvements, but there wasn't great safety play the entire season. Even when they had Terrell Edmonds, they obviously shipped him away in the Byard deal. You never really got great production out of that, position. But with your comparison to Singleton, I mean, I think it's a little unfair as far as Reed's standpoint goes. I mean, yes, Singleton would make those kind of tackles, but Reed, depending on how they're using him with these defensive schemes, is kind of the last line of defense in the passing game.
Well, and he doesn't get up. And one thing
he's going to make those meaningless tackles all the time,
right? But still, he's leading by far and away. He had 79 tackles. Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham were next with 66 and 54 respectively.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you don't prioritize certain positions on the defense.
So where's the problem, guys? We don't know. So Jason Kelsey gives Nick Sirianni a ringing endorsement. Look, can we go ahead and play that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's play that. Right there. Stop that right there. He's holding people accountable. Did you get the impression that he held people accountable this year?
I mean, obviously, we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
He says that, but they know. So
it didn't look
from
like
the 49ers game on. Did it from week to week? Did it look like he held anybody responsible?
I mean, there's not any specific instances where I can point to that seems like he has, but I mean, again, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Maybe
so. We're just going by what Jason Kelsey says.
I talked about this earlier in the week. It's hard to read Jason Kelsey because part of it's all PR based and PR crafted responses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And really think about it too. Somebody made a good point. I forget who it was earlier in the week to me. When has Jason Kelsey really said anything bad about any of his teammates?
He doesn't.
His coaches. I mean, he's
so
always.
That's how much stock we put in it. I could continue to.
No, yeah, he's always very well respected and or I should say respectful to his guys. So he's never really going to bash anybody. But I think when you ask who was he holding accountable, I think he was holding these players accountable to a certain extent. I don't think he was
show on the field.
I don't think he was holding these.
Did show on the field?
Yeah, it didn't. But
he's saying
this is why I don't think it was showing.
He just said he's one of the best coaches he's been around. He's been around some pretty good coaches.
He has, but this is why I don't think it was showing on the field. I don't think he was holding his coordinators accountable.
Right.
I mean, he demoted Desai. He held him accountable in that sense.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't think he was holding Brian Johnson accountable with his offensive
but you
designs.
Guys, I'm not.
Play calling.
I'm more worried about the Eagles' defense than I am about the offense.
100%. I mean, I think the offense can be fixed.
All right, so let's finish this.
The defense lacks personnel.
Let's finish what he's saying.
All right.
All right, stop that right there. Stop right there. Is it what he wants, or is it what Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie want?
Yeah.
Because we know what happened with Doug Peterson.
Yeah, it is.
Doug Peterson didn't want to fire his coaches. What happened? He got fired.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the narrative that, the unspoken narrative of what's happening in the Philadelphia Eagles organization right now. It's like they probably had the same conversation with Nick that they had with Doug.
So
and
why
Nick
is
was
Jason
willing to do what they
Kelsey
said.
making it sound like he's holding, like it's his decision?
I guess he can only say so much.
Yeah, I mean,
and also, too,
why lie? Why go through this? Why
we
go
can't
through
sit here and act like we know that for certain, though. Like 100%, that's what's going on in the organization. We have no idea. We're just assuming that because the lack of info that comes out.
Maybe it even runs deeper in the organization, where even from the perspective
there
of the
goes
players,
his Canadian reference, organization.
That even the players, I mean, from their viewpoint, it seems like Sirianni's running the show. I mean, even if it is Howie and Jeffrey pulling the strings, maybe the players don't even see that.
All right, go ahead. Keep running with this. So they respect him. That's great, but they didn't win for him.
I
mean,
just think it was
go
so
in
far gone that you like it's so tough to blame this entirely on Nick Sirianni. Like,
and by the way, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to dissect what Jason Kelsey said because it doesn't pass the eye. Like, we all have two eyes, we have two ears, we can see and hear, but it's not connecting.
yeah,
I get what you mean.
He's definitely responsible for the collapse. I think you'd agree, Andrew. But
yeah,
the coordinators, it just didn't seem like they were up to the task. All three of them. You know, it's crazy. I'm saying all three coordinators.
Yeah,
were
we
up
talked
to the
about that the fact that he held his coordinators accountable. But I mean, a lot of people think that Desai move was actually it came straight from Lurie and Howie themselves. That it wasn't even Sirianni's decision.
Yeah, and that he was just the scapegoat for it.
Yeah. So how accountable even was he with his coordinators, or was it all coming from up top?
Right. 609-403-0973 is the text board number. Send us a text, participate in the show. Plus, sign up. We limited seating to join the locker room lunch party after our live broadcast at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Sign up 609-403-0973 with your name and your phone number. I'll get in touch with you after the show today. Tell you what you need to do. It's $20 from 12:30 to 2. Which includes lunch, appetizers, whatever you can do in an hour and a half. It's $20, all you can eat and drink.
Got to be efficient with your time.
Yeah, man.
Got to be efficient.
Well, because you're getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday.
It's an all-day event. I mean, you got to pace yourself.
So 609-403-0973
You got it.
0973
There you
is
go.
the text board. All right. The first hour of the by the way, yesterday I had a brain cramp. I'm reading my sheets, right? And all of a sudden I'm reading something I thought I just read. And I threw the other ones behind me and I just stopped. I just couldn't even think. Like air went through. I was like, it was a brain freeze.
Just one of those days.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
We're all human.
We're human.
Yeah.
All right.
Human.
For the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about LaScala's. You got to get down there. We'll be broadcasting live next Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. They open this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian and American seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, and $4 house wines. You can't beat that. Go to LaScalasBeachHouse.com to check out the menu. Go to LaScala's. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Do you consider Rocky sports movies? Is Rocky a sports movie? It feels like more of a drama. Listen, I have this weird convoluted system in which I judge whether or not it's a sports movie. The Rocky and Creed thing just seems so far-fetched. It's not close to the realm of reality.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Go Lenigan.
let me go. Again.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste. It's a lively place. Randazzo's Pizza, it's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. And I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you love a good cigar almost as much as your family? Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but you can find that perfect cigar at Smokers Haven. With 5 New Jersey locations, Smokers Haven has the finest selection of cigars in the area, like Ashton, My Father's, Romeo and Julieta, Monte Cristo, and more. All from the finest tobacco leaves and hand-rolled by the world's finest cigar makers. All locations are fully open. Stop in and let them help you find the perfect cigar to pair with your life. See all they have and their locations at smokershavennj.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schweim, our Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds is here on a beautiful Sunday morning in South Jersey. And as we move into February, we got the Super Bowl ahead of us. I'll be flying out to Las Vegas on Tuesday with Mike Gill of the Sports Bash. And then I'll have a bunch of interviews that I'll bring back with me. We'll be playing Saturday and Sunday in the Locker Room next week. And, of course, next Sunday we'll be broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. And afterwards, we're gonna have lunch with the Locker Room crew, and you can sign up. Seats are going fast. We got about 10 to 12 people we're gonna invite. If you want to be a part of that and eat lunch with the Locker Room crew, send a text with your name and your phone number to 609-403-0973. Danny, we got a couple text messages.
Yeah, we got our first text that's interested in having lunch with the Locker Room crew at LaScala's on Super Bowl Sunday. Anthony in Atlantic City says, I remember I met you at AutoZone.
Yeah, Anthony, I know him, yeah.
Says he would love to sit, eat, and talk sports. Anthony in Atlantic City is in the running. There
All
you
right,
go.
so we got about 6 or 7 more seats available. 609-403-0973. $20 gets you in from 12:30 to 2. All you can eat and drink.
Yeah.
It's a great deal. The food's phenomenal. That's first and foremost. And then you can hang out with the Locker Room crew. I can't wait to meet. And I met Anthony at the AutoZone. I had to go get oil for the car, and I met Anthony. I walked in there, and he goes, I said, yeah, how much do you have synthetic oil? And he goes, he looked at me, he goes, are you Billy Schweim? Because he recognized my voice.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's cool.
You're a celebrity, Billy.
And
Local
now
celeb.
you also have a couple text messages from people that sent in sitcoms.
Yeah, anonymous texter texts in and says, how about Beretta? Never heard of it.
Yeah, I remember. I forget who was in Beretta, though. It was all right, there's another one, right? Don't you have a?
I'll look up Beretta.
You got Beretta.
Voyage
okay.
to the Bottom of the Sea.
Yeah, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea as well. I never heard of that one.
That was in a sub. That was a
Navy
Navy one they were in a submarine.
So Beretta had Robert Blake as defendant
that's it.
Tony.
Yeah.
Dana Elcar as Inspector Scheller.
No, but who's the number one guy? Beretta.
Robert Blake.
Yeah, Robert Blake. All right, you got another one?
Yeah, the last sitcom we have as of right now that was texted in, McHale's Navy, 1962 sitcom for 4 seasons. Had Ernest Borgnine,
Yeah.
Joe Flynn, Carl Valentine, Tim Conway.
That was a PT boat that it was a Navy. It was a World War II setting. All right, so guys, let's talk about the Sixers and Joel Embiid, because last night the Sixers got waxed, I think, 136 to 121 by a Nets team that you don't want to see beat us, especially when Ben Simmons is on the floor.
Yeah,
At least can you imagine he didn't score a point?
Did you see before the game that our mascot Franklin went up to Ben and gave him like a little hug and a high five? Like, what is he doing?
He
Like,
played
what
14 minutes last night. 0 points.
I mean, he's still
Simmons.
coming back from the injury. He's, he came back.
fraud.
What was it, last week? And
He
then
came back on Monday and then was out the next game due to a knee contusion. Like, he can't stay on the floor. Honestly, I talked about it earlier in the week. Like, I kind of feel bad for the guy at this point because he just keeps getting hurt. I mean, he can't stay away from the injury bug. It was the mental health stuff when he was in Philly trying to get out, and also the back stuff. And the back stuff, at least, we can't really speak on the mental health stuff. I'm going to believe it because I'm not going to discredit it.
Right.
But the back stuff is clearly evident. I mean, he keeps aggravating his back. He's having leg problems. So at this point, I feel bad for him, even though
You feel bad
I
for
do
him,
hate
too?
him deep down. It's just like, he's out
I
of
have
his
a
control at this
disdain for
point.
him. I have a disdain.
I'm at a point where, like, I feel bad for him, and like
Not
Danny
me.
said, but I'm also, I'm kind of, obviously when he comes to Philly, I'm rooting against
I think
him hard.
I think he came in with such a sense of entitlement that
Well, that's the thing. Like, part of me
you know
feels
what
bad.
didn't stink, and he thought he was the prima donna because he was the way he was brought in, and I think it all went to his head. And when he started having problems, it just showed his true character. as
Right.
far
I
as
mean,
I'm concerned.
And part of me feels bad in the sense where he can't control
can't
these
believe
injuries
I'm
and he
hearing you
keeps
guys
going
say
down.
that.
But you're right. The sense of entitlement, his just lack of his lack of willingness to change and improve his game. I mean, he could clearly shoot the 3-point ball. He could clearly shoot from the mid-range area if he just attempted it more in games, but he was unwilling to do so. And that's where all of, every single Philadelphia fan's frustration stems with Ben Simmons.
Because you guys know, I don't have to tell you two guys, but if you give 110% and you try hard and you have that, like, the perception that you're a hard worker and everything, this town will love you.
Even if you don't succeed.
Right. I love Patrick Beverly.
And he's not lighting up the stat sheet.
No.
He's getting about 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 7 points if he's lucky, but he's playing some intense minutes.
9 last night.
And
he
he's
hit a couple big shots.
And he's giving his all. Yeah, he's going to take a bigger step now with Embiid and Toby and Rocco melting out of the lineup.
All right, speaking of Embiid, yesterday on the show, Nick Earnshaw, the producer, Saturday producer, he was saying that the Sixers shouldn't have played Embiid on the night that he got hurt. And the reason why he got hurt is because they let him play. That was a freak accident. The guy fell on him, and it's his other knee. It's his left knee that got hurt, not his right knee.
Yeah, but what
are you going to do? Put Joel Embiid in a bubble wrap?
I thought his left knee was sore before the game, though.
No, it was his right knee and his right ankle that has been hurt.
I saw reports it was his left knee
No,
all over
it was-
Twitter.
it was-
Woj reported it.
Well, but that's not the reason why, because he played. Guy fell on his knee.
No, I know. You're right.
That could happen at any time.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because it did seem like, like going into that game, it felt like it's like, oh God, are they rushing him in? And then it's not. Yeah, I remember going to that game. He was like questionable.
Look,
until,
last night, if we had Embiid last night, you think we'd have lost that
No,
game?
I get that. I'm saying that like going into that game, it was like a question of whether he'd even play, and that's like, okay, he's gonna play, and then he just happened to suffer.
Yeah,
a
but
freak
there was an
accident.
article that the NBA's to blame. Everybody's trying to figure out who to blame for the media, the team trainers, the organization, as the intern says.
LeBron blamed the media.
Yeah,
He was
LeBron
freaking out on
James.
his Twitter.
But that's nonsense. He went out, he played, the guy landed on his leg. It could happen to anybody at any time.
I know you're
Now,
not-
here's the one thing I will say.
Uh-huh.
What do I call Joel Embiid? My daughter even called it the human mop.
Human mop.
When you're 7'2" and you go down on the floor as many times as he does, you're going to get hurt.
Well, to
It's
be
inevitable.
Fair, to be fair, there's been reports that have said that doctors have actually said the fact that he falls down so much might actually help him. Which I don't know the logic behind it. I'm not a doctor.
Well, what I'm saying is when you're on the court diving for balls, like he had
Yeah.
a guy land on his knee. That is a freak thing. That's not like coming down like if he jumped up and came. Remember he came down on his ankle? He twisted. You saw that. And then what did they do? They taped it up, and people question his toughness, right?
Mhm.
He
That
played.
ankle
He
injury
played.
looked gross.
It looked gross, and he played
Yeah.
through that. I got to give it to him. He won the MVP last year. He's playing through pain this year, and now he gets hurt, and the people are like want to blame him because he got hurt because he wanted to play.
Yeah,
You can't have it both ways, Danny.
ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted before the Warriors game on Tuesday, Sixers star Joel Embiid, in parentheses, left knee, will be listed as questionable versus the Warriors. He was also out that Saturday against the Nuggets. Everyone said he was ducking Jokic due to his left knee, and then Kuminga lands on his left knee.
See, I thought it was his right knee. He's had problems with both. But
he's had problems.
But my
all
point is
over.
the training staff. We had orthopedic surgeon on here yesterday, Dr. Sean McMillan, head of orthopedic sports medicine at Virtua. He said if the doctor's cleared to play, he's cleared to play.
Well, that was the thing. That's what Nick Nurse said in the post-game presser. He goes, Embiid's big thing is he's going to play if the doctor's clear him to play, if the medical staff says it's okay, and they cleared him. So he thought he was okay, and, maybe it was a mistake on their end. Who knows? But like you said, no one was expecting him to be laying on the floor and a guy to fall with all of his weight right on his knee and essentially hyperextend it and damage it. So it's a freak thing. But it's the same thing all the time with Embiid. I don't understand.
Well, he's injury prone.
He's a freak injury magnet.
Guy's 7'2", Dan.
Siakam elbowing him in the face, and he's got a fractured skull.
Markelle Fultz, when he was on the Sixers, he ran into Joel Embiid's face and broke his face.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but Danny, he at 7'2", he moves like he's like a guard.
Well, that's the problem.
Right?
He's so talented. He's so gifted.
Right. So I don't blame him for playing. That's my point. Like Nikki was sitting here yesterday telling me, "Oh, you need to sit him down and just play him." When the playoffs get close, that's when you want to play him. Well, that's not good for the cohesiveness of the team. Then you'll have it. Then if he doesn't play well in the playoffs, people say, "Well, he hasn't played all season."
Yeah, I see both sides.
I know.
mean,
you know how this place is.
Yeah, people will probably start to get a little restless.
You're damned if you're doing. You're damned if you don't.
Yeah, as soon as the Sixers go on like an 8-game losing streak, the crowd is going to get restless.
Exactly.
I mean, I see both. I get what Nick was trying to say yesterday, although I do think it's like you got to find a balancing act of like, all right, maybe forget the MVP, forget the 65
Do you think he was
games.
really playing? I think he's playing. First of all, he only had 6. He only had 6 at that time when he got hurt. He only had 6 games. That he had. If he missed 6 more games, he was not going to be in the running for the MVP. There's 32 games left in the season. He's going to miss 6 games.
Well, now he can only miss 3 more.
Right. Well, who cares?
He's not playing.
Do you think
he's not getting
it? But my point is, I don't care about the MVP. I care about winning a championship. I care about getting to the NBA conference championship at least.
Yeah. And part of me thinks they were trying to prove to the NBA that Embiid was actually hurt too, because
he got fined 2 days before that, right? They missed
the
team
same day.
Right.
I think the team got fined $75,000 because they were looking into their late announcement that Embiid wasn't going to play against the Nuggets. It was like 10 minutes before tip off.
Which, to be fair, that was.
And I know why.
They failed to list him on the injury report.
And the Nuggets people were going Embiid, like they were calling his name because they wanted that matchup.
Yeah, he was loving it though. He was, putting his ear to the crowd.
If I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, I'm in the stands. What am I going to that game for?
Yeah,
I want to see the Sixers play the Nuggets, and then you see Jokic and Embiid.
Yeah, you're going to see Embiid, son Jokic like he does every single time they match up. Of course. That's what I don't get. Everyone's like, "Oh, Embiid's ducking Jokic, blah blah blah." He literally owns him and is the better player every single time they square off. What are you watching? Are we watching different games here, or what?
He averages 38 points.
Jokic has no defense. He's a traffic
He's a
cone.
good rebounder, though.
Yeah, he's a good rebounder.
He rebound. I think he's a better rebounder than Embiid.
He can fill a few passing lanes and steal some balls, but he's not a great defender at the rim. He's a traffic cone.
Tyrese Maxey, first All-Star game for him.
That was such a whiplash of emotions where it's like, bam, Embiid is hurt, and then bam, Maxey's an All-Star. All within 5.
He dropped 51.
Yeah.
Was it against the Warriors he dropped 51?
No, the Jazz.
The Jazz.
The Jazz, yeah.
And then last night, what do you have, 23?
Yeah, off night.
He's not he
missed 3 straight games due to an ankle injury. Comes back, drops 51, exerts himself a lot. Come back from a road trip for 5 games, so you expect him to take a little drop off.
But see, as much as I love Maxey, and I think he's a spark, and he can't carry the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, I love Maxey as well. I don't think I think he could help us carry through a rough stretch.
He can keep us afloat.
I don't think he's the number 1 on a championship winning team, but obviously Embiid should be back by the playoffs. So
him by himself, or him with Tobias, he's not going to lead you to a 5 or a 6. Maybe I think they'll be more towards the play-in area, 7, or they get into the play-in towards the 8, 9. Maybe, I hope it doesn't go as far to the 10 seed.
Hey,
I really don't.
It
but
depends
who
on how
knows?
quick Embiid can
Exactly.
get back.
How long is he going to be out? And it looks like they're going to
Play-in
try and rehab him naturally and not get surgery or a procedure done at this
Well,
point.
it looks like right now,
which I vote for him, just get the procedure done at this point. If he'll be back in time for playoffs, that's what all I want, honestly.
and if it's the doctor said, let me make sure I get this right. The Dr. McMillan that we had on yesterday, orthopedic surgeon from Virtua, if it's a grade 1, 2, and it just requires rest and rehab, that's 4 to 6. If it has surgery, it could be 6 to 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good news regardless.
good.
And he's still not going to be 100% when he comes back unless he got the procedure done and then came back right before the playoffs. So
And at that point, you almost might as well just get the procedure. It's only like a 2-week difference.
yeah.
I mean,
so
it's
go
gonna
Phils. In short,
go
in short, go Phillies.
February 14th, pitchers and catches?
Yeah, it's like probably coming in on just a week.
10 days. Today's the 4th. 10 days away. All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us your name and your number if you want to have lunch with the locker room crew. We'll be broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House on Super Bowl Sunday in Brigantine. And then immediately after the show, you have lunch with the locker room from 12:30 to 2. It's $20. We only have limited seating. $20 gets you in. And the food is phenomenal down there at LaScala's Beach House. Send us your name and your phone number, 609-403-0973. And also participate in the show. Send us a 60s, 70s, or 80s sitcom that will stump the locker room youth movement here. 609-403-0973. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Sixers weekend, plus the latest on Joel Embiid. It is Super Bowl week. We'll get you all the latest NFL news, notes, and all the Super Bowl props. We're live at the Ocean Gallery Bar booking games on a Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife, Eileen, and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
A lot of Cannoli's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com deal or text 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live right here at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement producer, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here on a Sunday, sunny Sunday. Easy like a Sunday morning. I figured no guests today. We're going to be promoting our lunch with the Locker Room crew at LaScala's. Send us a text message if you're interested in eating lunch with us after the show, the live broadcast at LaScala's next Sunday. We're going to be on the air from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, as always. But then immediately following from 12:30 to 2, have lunch with the Locker Room crew. 609-403-0973 is the text board. It's $20, limited seating. So it's first come, first serve, and it's filling up fast. 609-403-0973 to have lunch with the Locker Room crew. Name and phone number.
Real quick, Billy, want to run through some text before we
Sure.
get out of here and get to the next hour of today's show. Chuck from Cape May chimes in and says, just a gut feeling, but by keeping Nick Sirianni, they're just kicking the can down the road. Next year will be the telltale sign that they made the mistake. TV show F Troop and Lost in Space.
Oh, my gosh.
Also have
Let me
one
write that
more.
down.
Billy and team, great show. I felt the players lost confidence in both coordinators as the season progressed. Just glad we got two new ones that are both very experienced. See you next Sunday, Paul from Ocean City.
Hey, Paul, I want you to be a part of the Locker Room lunch crew. Come send it. I'll get in touch with you. 609-403-0973 is the text number. Send us a sitcom from the 60s, 70s, or 80s. Also, if you want to have lunch with the Locker Room crew at LaScala's after the Super Bowl Sunday, after the broadcast, 609-403-0973 is the text board. Hour 2 ahead of us. We'll get into some Flyers talk, more Eagles and Sixers, a little Phillies on top of that. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Mavericks tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Maxey will be on the arc for three. It's good. He ties it. Maxey with another three.
Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball.
Here's Burkow with a breakout. Oh, yeah, reverse jam, pork loss, twist, turns, dumps it.
97.3 ESPN.
COVID-19? I don't want to risk missing work. I booked an appointment for this season's updated COVID-19 shot designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn about a vaccine option and book your COVID-19 shot on schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Provenza Restaurant and Event Center in Ventnor for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Are you already doing digital advertising sales? Do you know all about targeted display, social media marketing, the latest in SEM and behavioral targeting? If so, you could be Town Square Media's newest advertising sales star. We are looking for passionate sales professionals to join our media and digital advertising team. If consulting and connecting local business with their ideal audience for growth sounds exciting, let's have a conversation about you working for Town Square Media. The right career choice is all about timing, and right now is the perfect time to join our team as an advertising account executive. Our comp package is amazing with unlimited earning potential, including base salary, 401k match, and more, along with world-class training and plenty of room for growth. If you're competitive, driven, and have the ability to communicate great ideas, we want to hear from you. Reach out to Michael Rubel, Market President, at 609-910-5249 or visit careers.townsquaremedia.com. Town Square Media is an equal opportunity employer.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds on a beautiful sunny Sunday morning. And fellas, always good having the youth movement in here with me. I gotta like educate you guys historically on TV shows and old Super Bowls. What was your first Super Bowl there, Andrew Leeds?
It was Super Bowl 42 between the Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Danny, what was yours?
Super Bowl I think 42. We figured out it was Super Bowl 49.
Yep.
Mine was Super Bowl 3.
If I had to guess, I would probably say I watched moments of Super Bowls before that. But if you're talking the one that I fully recall, from beginning to end, it would be Super Bowl 49.
That's a great Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, it's a great one to start off with.
Do you know who was in without looking? You can't look on your computers or anything.
Okay.
Who was in Super Bowl 1?
The teams?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the teams.
Who are they?
Do you know Danny?
Do you know Danny?
No.
It was the
Danny. You don't even know?
No.
All right. You got to stay after school today.
It was the
you're gonna have to write on the board 100 times.
Extra studying.
It was the Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. And then this next was the Green Bay Packers against the Oakland Raiders.
That's right. I knew it was the Packers again.
And then Super Bowl 3 was the Jets versus the Colts, and that was when the AFL. I think one of the last times the AFL played the NFL.
Before they merged.
Before they merged, and now it's the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah. That was the second to last AFL NFL World Championship. The fourth, you know who played in Super Bowl 4?
Yeah, that was the Cowboys and
Nope.
No?
Nope. It was the Chiefs and the Vikings.
Oh, Chiefs and the Vikings.
23-7.
That was Hank Stram.
That was the last AFL NFL championship.
Okay, and that was Hank Stram. Len Dawson was the quarterback of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Bobby Bell. Willie Lanier was the linebacker on defense. Buck Buchanan.
I think we talked about
Ed
this last
Podolak.
week. You
Yeah,
brought
I
up all
listed
these
all those
names.
guys. Yeah, because I was a Chiefs fan growing up. They were my AFL team.
And then it was Cowboys Colts.
Yeah, then it was
There you
Cowboys Colts. Okay, and that was the last time the AFL and the NFL played, right, before the merger.
The Chiefs Vikings.
Well, Chiefs Vikings, right? Yep. Okay. 609-403-0973 is the text board if you want to participate in the show today. Also, spots are filling up. Next week, we're going to be broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. And you can have lunch with the locker room crew immediately following from 12:30 to 2. $20 get you in to have lunch with the locker room crew. Dave Clemick will be there. Mark Rhymes, Josh Henning will be broadcasting live. Of course, hopefully you guys will be able to get down. Danny, I know you'll be producing back here in the studio, but if you can run on over.
Yeah, you might be able to swing it.
And the food is phenomenal. LaScala's does a great job. And we'll have some fun. We'll get to meet Anthony from the AutoZone. We'll meet Anthony out there. And we have another text message, right?
Another Anthony. We have another guest at LaScala's during lunch with the locker room crew. Anthony Wisdo says, I'm interested in coming to lunch with the locker room with Billy.
Yeah, we'll be calling you guys all after the show today.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, how you get the $20 into me, and then we'll put your name on the list, and we'll have fun on Super Bowl Sunday. Now I'm heading out to Las Vegas with Mike Gill in the Sports Bash for Radio Row. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been out to Las Vegas?
Nope.
Yeah, I actually have once,
Have
but
you?
I was going to Arizona to visit family, so we stayed the night in Vegas.
Where did you
it was
stay?
a late flight.
Do you remember what hotel you stayed in?
It was the Mirage.
The Mirage. How about you, Danny?
Nah, never been.
You've never been to Las
Never
Vegas?
been.
Places off the hook.
That's
We
why
didn't
I
do
really
much.
heavily considered going with the Sports Bash. I just couldn't swing it financially, but
Yeah.
I was tempted because it's an experience. You don't just go for Radio Row. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong.
There's tons of people.
Yeah.
Mike has already got me a couple really good interviews. I don't want to let it be known right now, but
Yeah.
I also want to thank the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, Blitz's Markets in Ocean City, and Captain Chucky's in Seattle. They've all participated in sending the locker room out to Radio Row, and we'll have some great interviews, and we'll be playing them next weekend. I'll be taking the red eye home on Thursday night, so I'll be landing Friday morning. I hate that flight, but I got to get home because we have the locker room on Saturday and Sunday. And of course, like I said, we'll be broadcasting live from LaScala's 10 a.m. to 12 noon, Super Bowl Sunday, and then have lunch with the locker room crew at LaScala's from 12:30 to 2. I'm looking forward to that. Get to meet people.
We have another text on the text board, 609-403-0973. Jim in EHT says Billy is turning into Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes.
How about Sergeant Schultz? I know nothing. We got to educate these the locker room youth movement. These guys, it's amazing.
My own father texted me directly and said the greatest American hero.
I never
which
watched that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hogan's Heroes is still it's on today on We TV.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's a great one.
I always just get confused because it always surprises me that it's not Hulk Hogan.
All right, guys, let's talk a little Flyers hockey because the Philadelphia Flyers right now are currently in third place in the Metropolitan Division. They're after 50 games they've played, they're 25-19-6, and we all agree that they've overachieved, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're a good team, but they're young. They should, nobody thought they were going to be a playoff team.
Nobody thought they were going to play. No expectations for this team at all, right, Danny?
No, I mean, Tortorella has exceeded all expectations for sure.
And I like the chemistry of this team right now. That being said, it's not going to stay the same moving forward. So, off the top of your heads, have you, by the way, Andrew, have you been able to watch a little Flyers hockey? I mean,
I've been able to watch.
Prior to this year, I didn't watch hardly any Flyers in the last 3 years. That's how bad it was.
Oh, same. Yeah, I was pretty much out on the Flyers for a while. This year, I've gotten to watch a couple games, probably the most since the COVID bubble year.
Okay,
so they were expected to do great before COVID shut things down.
And you guys rip me because I call my remote my clicker. You call it the remote, right?
Yeah, it's a remote control.
It's a remote control. I've been watching the Flyers games without hitting the remote, right? The clicker, because they've been that interesting. They've been that fun to watch. But with that being said, who's on the trading block? Because obviously the Sixers will be sellers at the trade deadline. You agree with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so tough to decide because if they kept winning like they were leading up to the trade deadline, and they've still got a whole month until March 8th, so plenty of hockey to be seen. But I think they're going to try and obviously improve for the future, whether that's the near future or the long-term future, I'm not sure, but I don't know that they'll necessarily be sellers aside from their expiring contracts. You got guys like Sean Walker, Nick Sealer, Mark Stahl, all on expiring contracts. Scott Lawton's also been thrown out there as one of the players on the trade block for the
And
Flyers.
the two guys that you just mentioned, Sealer and Walker, I like the way they've been playing.
Yeah,
But you got to to get something, you got to give up something.
Got to make tough decisions. Like Tortorella said, you can't fall in love with these guys. When you have to make a move that's right for the team, you're going to make it. So those are probably the prime candidates to be moved on the Flyers
How about
right
Scott
now.
Lawton? Did you mention him?
Yes.
Scott Lawton hasn't really. I mean, he's. I don't know. Scott Lawton. He's an assistant captain. By the way, this team doesn't have a captain.
Yeah,
we talked about
just a
that
couple
last week.
assistants.
He has 2 years left on his contract, $3 million a year. That's not a lot of money. You can move Scott Lawton. Do you think anybody be interested in him?
I mean, I'm sure there's a team that could look to pick him up just to kind of add some depth. I mean, because he's not like a game changing. You add him to your roster and you're a Stanley Cup contender, but he could definitely help solidify and bolster another team's
Cam Atkinson.
rotation.
Here's a guy that's 35 years old. He's been around. He could be expendable.
Yeah, that was the name I was going to bring up as a possibility. I mean, it's just the age. I mean, he's not, again, this team's probably not going to contend for a Stanley Cup this year. So, it's probably in his best interest and the Flyers' best interest to just find kind of a new team to kind of help him compete and then give them some pieces to solidify their future.
When the Flyers get back and they resume play on Tuesday, February 6th, they head down to Florida where they face the Panthers, Miami, down there in Florida. Then they got the Winnipeg Jets Thursday, the Kraken, and then the Coyotes finish out up to Monday next week. The Coyotes, but and then Maple Leafs and Devils. So they got a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, they have a tough stretch that's going to prove a lot. If this team is legit and if they should buy at the deadline, before 3 p.m. on March 8th, or if they should just kind of sell some of their expiring contracts and older guys for some picks, maybe some younger upside guys for the near
Danny,
future.
is there anybody on this team that's not tradable?
I mean, the obvious ones.
Konechny?
Travis Konechny, obviously.
Drysdale
you just traded for. Owen Tippett, you just locked up for 8
right.
years.
They're the only three, right?
And you can't really deal a goalie right now unless you're going to get a better one in return. So Harrison, untouchable right now, even though he's not the greatest of goalies. He's all you got with Carter Hart on the leave of absence. I'd say those are probably the most untouchable.
Like, I doubt they would trade Couturier, but I mean, I don't think he's untouchable.
No,
he's older, he's getting up there, but yeah, I kind of agree. There's not really a single player besides the guys we named, which are more because they just traded for Drysdale and they just signed Tippett. They're not going to trade somebody.
I don't think they're eager to get rid of Scott Lawton either. I just think the center market's so thin in the NHL right now, at least on the trade block, that if the right call hits Danny Briere's desk, then he'll consider it. But
609-403-0973 is the text board if you want to participate in the show. 609-403-0973. Also, we got limited seating, but if you want to have lunch with the locker room crew after the live broadcast at LaScala's next Sunday, send us a text message with your name and your phone number. I'll get in touch with you after the show. It's $20 from 12:30 to 2. Have lunch with the locker room crew. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Give us your name and your phone number. I'll be in touch with you. It's going to be a lot of fun to have lunch with the locker room crew.
Yeah. Gonna be good times.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Super Bowl. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. And they deliver. That's the Circle Liquor Store. When you go down there, tell them in the locker room said hello. I want to tell you about SIG Protection. SIG, Stan Insurance Group. The SIG Protection are the ones keeping you up at night. Life is full of surprises, but with Stan Insurance Group, you'll never, ever be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Sixers weekend, plus the latest on Joel Embiid. It is Super Bowl week. We'll get you all the latest NFL news, notes, and all the Super Bowl props. We're live at the Ocean Gallery Bar Booking Games on a Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, it's John Marks. Growing up here, I know that the fans get the last word. The fans have spoken, and real Philly sports fans love the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. It's the only online casino and sportsbook app that I recommend. 24/7 live casino action. Join me now and download the BetParx app, and all your favorite casino games are right at your fingertips. Bet on all your favorite sports. Philly hoops, Philly hockey, college basketball, and more. Odds, bets, slots, and games right in your pocket. Play the hottest online slots or play blackjack, roulette, baccarat, or Texas Hold'em with a live dealer right on your phone. Get winning on the BetParx app. It's so simple. New users, join me right now. Just download the app and get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're not a winner in your first 24 hours. Details on the BetParx app or at betparx.com. New users only. Casino bonus must be wagered. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my locker room youth member, producer Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds. Sunday morning, easy like a Sunday morning. We're chilling out today, having a good time talking sports. We covered a little Flyers, little Eagles, little Sixers, Philadelphia Phillies. 14 days, pitchers and practice, gentlemen.
We're close.
I mean, is that unbelievable?
Can't come soon enough.
It feels like just yesterday we were freaking out over the NLCS.
Right?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I interviewed Aaron Nola and Rob Thompson at the Philadelphia Sports Writers Association, but after the interviews, we had a chance to just talk with the guys, talk with manager Rob Thompson, and talk to Aaron Nola off, not on the air, not recorded or anything, just and it seemed like Aaron Nola, he was being courted by the Braves and the Cardinals and everything, but
the Dodgers
and I said to him, Aaron, I guess everybody thought you were going to the Braves because your wife's from Atlanta. she's from that area. He said he right away. He said no. He basically said no. He wanted to play in Philadelphia.
I mean, there was the report also that came out that the Dodgers were pursuing him pretty heavily, but he just straight up did not want to go to LA. He wanted to stay home in Philly.
I think they got him at a pretty good price. In a couple of years, that'll be a low price, right?
And that was good when they signed him this offseason.
Right, look what the Dodgers did.
You knew he was taking the hometown discount because the Braves, Dodgers, like Andrew said, and also the Cardinals reportedly offered him more.
Yeah, and as much as we like to, come on here every Sunday during the baseball season and freak out about Aaron Nola, I mean, he is still a good hand to have in this rotation.
And well, of course, we always have Tom. Yeah. We go on the mound with Tommy Green every Sunday or Sunday throughout the baseball season, and he'll settle us down. But we, because we panic. But the Philadelphia Phillies are in a division with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah,
and the Braves, they just got Chris Sale.
Yeah, I mean, every year it seems.
I'm not worried about him. He's a bum at this point in his career. Like
he's a bum.
He was a great pitcher. Right now, he's washed. Let's be honest, Billy. When's the last time Chris Sale's pitched a full season, or at least close to it?
And they got outfielder Jared Kalenic.
Yeah, I believe it's Jared Kalenic.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves they're always, at least with this core that
they retain 12 of their core players.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is that it's just, it doesn't seem that they're going to go anywhere. It's not really, like Danny said, Chris Sale doesn't move me that much, but I mean, they were a 100-win team last year and they didn't really lose that much. So they're going to be a threat, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they could easily turn things around, get over the hump of the Phillies in the postseason and make it past them. But for right now, the Phillies own them until they prove otherwise. But yeah, Chris Sale in the past 3 seasons has pitched 31 games just in the past 3 seasons between 21 and 23. Last season in which he pitched more than 20 games came back in 2019, 25 games. He had a 4.4 ERA. Last season in 20 games, a 4.3. So, he's a back of the end rotation guy and, maybe a long reliever at this point in his career. Who knows? But I'm not worried about him.
What do you think the Phillies' biggest needs are right now, Andrew?
I mean, for me, I think they still could just make this pitching rotation a lot stronger.
Yeah, but everybody keeps saying that. But if you look at their top 3 starters, right?
Oh, well, no, yeah, I think the top 3 are great. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, even just the depth pitching, I know Craig Kimbrell wasn't great, but we lost him, and now we don't really have an answer.
He went to Baltimore for one year deal.
I mean, we don't have an answer at closer though now. I mean,
how do you say
Orion
Kirkring.
It's crazy because they could have some pitching help. They could have, I don't know, their number 1 prospect help him this season if they didn't wait until July to get the surgery for him on his UCL injury. He got that injury in spring training, Billy.
Yeah.
And they waited till July to get the surgery.
You're right.
What are they doing?
When it comes to stuff like that serious, they want to make sure they do the right thing.
Of course. But if you had any sense between March and July that you were probably going to have to get surgery, I mean, come on. Why didn't you pull the trigger faster? And granted, he probably still would have missed at least half of this season if he got the surgery earlier. But still, I mean, that could have been, a potential game changer for your rotation.
I'm still worried about the Braves, even though we've eliminated the Braves the last 2 years. Can you imagine being a Braves fan?
Yeah, I mean, you got to just see those red hats and just freak out on the side.
Well, it was funny.
104 wins last year.
I think more than that. But Travis d'Arnaud, their backup catcher, he was asked at some sort of Braves fan fest a few days ago who the team's top rival was. And the place kind of erupted in laughter. Travis d'Arnaud was smiling, laughing. And then he takes about 30 seconds to answer after everything calmed down. He goes, probably the New York Mets.
Are you serious?
Yep. Probably the New York Mets.
After we just eliminated him 2
years
in a row.
To be fair, I think
he used to play for them.
I think, the question was which team he hated the most. Not necessarily the Braves rival, but still, yeah.
Well, who hates the most? Who's his rival?
Yeah, it looked like he was having PTSD of the Phillies, though, as he was trying to think about his answer.
Everyone was laughing at the elephant in the room. It was a clear answer.
Right, everybody gets on, then he dropped the ball with the Mets.
Yeah, and he used to play for them. He had impact years there, but still.
The Mets have done a lot. They've got a lot. They've made a lot of moves, but I don't know if it's enough. They picked up Luis Severino and
Luis Severino,
Harrison Bader, free agent. I mean, no names really jump out at me.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets are going to be
Jorge Lopez. I don't know.
They're going to be a decent team, probably. I mean, it just depends. Yeah, like you said, I
They
don't
have
know if
that
it's
big name
enough.
that jumps out at you.
Let's be honest, though. That roster's not bad. Like, they severely
Exactly.
underperformed last year, and they spent a lot of money on
They've
veterans.
underperformed the last 3 or 4 years.
Yes, yeah, they have. And,
So maybe they're just not good enough.
I mean, who knows? The players are certainly good enough that they can put it together and work as a team. But, they invested a lot of money in veterans that they had to trade away and essentially pay half their contracts and pay for prospects. So now it's kind of like, all right, the expectations at this point are set low. Last season going in, they were set high. I think they'll exceed expectations. I don't think they're going to be this like great team, but they had they signed, what was his name? Kenta Maeda that they signed last year?
The Mets?
Nah, I'm thinking of somebody else. Their new prize.
I know who
pitcher
you're
they got,
talking
yes.
about.
I don't know why I don't know this. I know his name off the top of my head. But no, they've got decent amount of talent. Frankie Lindor, shortstop. Pete Alonso is still going to club 40-plus home runs for you each year. So they got talent over there.
I always give Mr. Met, Jeff Dowling, a hard time, and I hope that continues this year. Because if there's one team I can't stand, it's the Mets.
I'm an idiot. Kodai Senga. He's absolutely filthy. I don't know how I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Kodai
I was
Senga
trying to find it
is a
too.
great piece at the top of that rotation. They need a few more arms in that rotation.
So who's going to be? So we got Wheeler, we got Nola, we have
Suarez.
After that, who's
according to Bob Nightingale, there's some rumors coming out today about 2 hours ago. Several executives around the league believe the Phillies could be a sleeper team for one of the remaining top free agents in starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery or center fielder Cody Bellinger. I mean, maybe, frankly, probably a fart in the wind, but
would you? I mean,
we'll see.
Bellinger would definitely be an upgrade, but
It's a weird fit, yeah.
It's a weird fit because we have Johan Rojas and Marsh in center field.
Yeah,
but
you'd
who would you
essentially-
rather? All right, out of those three, who would you rather? I mean, Bellinger. Right?
Bellinger's the best player, but I mean,
What
it's
version
just-
of Bellinger
But,
you
but
get?
Brandon Marsh hit
Exactly.
I think Marsh finished with like a 276 batting average.
Yeah,
last
I love
year.
Brandon Marsh. I mean, I know he's probably he's not the player that Bellinger has been at least, but I mean,
Well, you
like
def-
Danny said, what version of Bellinger are you going to get?
Exactly. Are you going to get towards, his end of his Dodgers tenure? Are you going to get Cubs Bellinger, which he was amazing, showed signs of his MVP season. I don't know. I'm not too interested in that. I mean, it'd be nice. I'm not going to complain if they did that. It just makes things a little bit more complicated
I
because
mean, maybe you could package Rohan and Marsh
at the same time,
and
too.
for an arm, and then even for a top quality reliever, there's some relievers that are still
At the same time, too, let's not sit here and act like the Phillies bench is this strong juggernaut with a
No,
bunch
it's
of
not.
depth.
That
I
is
mean, if you
true.
put Rojas on the bench, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let him develop. He could be
Right.
a great defensive replacement. Oh, yeah, and by the way, when Marsh is facing left-handed pitching, sub him in for
no,
Marsh
I agree.
and make Rojas
Yeah.
platoon with him.
And obviously, if Bellinger is struggling, if he's not the player he used to be,
Right.
then you still have Marsh and Rojas you can plug back in when you need to.
What about Montgomery? How do you feel about Jordan Montgomery? Not the most durable guy, doesn't
yeah.
eat up a ton of innings.
I really don't know much
Don't
about
have-
him.
He'll probably
don't
get
have
cheaper.
confidence.
I mean, he pitched great for the Rangers in the World Series in
Right.
the playoff run, but like I said, probably a fart in the wind, but something to look at.
All right, let me ask you guys. Reese Hoskins went to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
How do you?
trade-
did you see his face?
They trade Corbin Burns a few days later too. I love it.
All right, but how do you feel about?
I mean, it makes I'm
I
very.
mean, you knew he
sad.
wasn't going to be here, but he's
Yeah.
only listen. He only has technically. I mean, he's got a 2-year deal, but he's got an option after his first year.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. The Phillies look. He is. I think he didn't want to leave Philadelphia. That's
no.
evident. He's like Aaron Nola. Didn't want to. He wants to be here, but he had to do what he has to do for himself. It's a business.
Yeah, if they had a spot for him, he would have signed back on the first day of free agency.
Right.
Yeah,
They don't have a
literally-
spot for
we
him,
don't have a spot.
but they could have a spot for him in 2 years.
Yeah,
Or
you never
maybe a
know.
year.
Maybe Bryce decides he wants to go, but maybe the experiment at first base doesn't work out. He wants to go back to the outfield. Maybe Bryce suffers another injury. He has to go back to DH. I mean, you never know
in a
what could
perfect world, we could have Bryce Harper or Reese Hoskins at first, Bryce Harper and right, and move. Who's our right fielder? Castellanos into.
I mean,
into
yeah,
left.
who knows how many more years of Schwarber we have? I mean, he is
Right.
getting up there in age.
And
Maybe
speaking of
Harper,
Schwarber, you guys, when I spoke with Robbie Thompson, and I said to him, obviously not in an interview, but just talking to him, is he still leaning towards leading off Kyle Schwarber? And he smiled.
You're gonna
You know
get the
what I'm
same
saying?
answer every single time from
Yeah.
Rob Thompson about
Why?
that.
Like
every single time.
he's gonna put. I think he's gonna lead him off. But I would be looking to either the shortstop
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner.
Sorry, you're not in baseball season.
No, I know.
Yeah, it takes it
not
in
fresh on the mind.
That's right.
got to
Short-
recalibrate.
So let's think about this too. As far as the Hoskins situation goes, he was a good player, streaky player, but a productive player.
He had 30 home runs a year, though, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, those were about 30 homers from the right-hand side that you could rely on each year. Schwarber's got 2 years left on his contract, signed a 4-year, $79 million contract with us, so his contract will be done, it looks like in 2026, that offseason. So, I mean, do you think about it? Hoskins could have like a 4-year deal signed by then if he has an opt-out after this year, but just for the sole purpose of talking hypotheticals and when he could come back.
Well, how old's Rhys Hoskins?
I think he's around his 30s.
He's like I was gonna say 29, 30.
I was gonna guess 28, but I feel like I'm a year off on that.
He's 30.
He'll
turn 31 on March
Schwarber's
17th.
36, right? 35.
I believe he's 34.
34, and he's got 2 years left on his deal. So it's not far fetched to think about bringing Schwarber.
I was thinking Wheeler. Schwarber's 30 as well.
Oh, get out, really?
Yeah, and he turns 31 on March 5th.
He's the same age as
I did not know that.
sounds nuts.
He's
Wow,
30.
I
Bryce
thought he
Harper's
was 30.
31. Bryce Harper's older than
Oh
both.
my gosh, really?
Schwarber, I
Castellanos,
thought he
31.
was like the old veteran of the
Yeah,
team.
so
The
did
way
I.
the way he looks and carries himself, he's like a blast from baseball.
They're all around that same age, aside from Wheeler. Wheeler's got the years on everyone else, but they're all around like 31, 30, 29.
Yeah.
Who do you start? Who do you lead off?
I mean, I like the idea of Turner, but Schwarber.
You don't like it, or you do?
No, I like the idea, but I think didn't we try it a couple games last year?
Well, yeah, they tried it last year.
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't necessarily like committed to Turner leading off. It was kind of a platoon, but the evidence spoke for itself. They weren't winning a ton of ball games. They weren't as productive without him in the leadoff spot, and that's what Rob Thompson's probably going to go back to every single time this question's brought up. Well, we tried it last year; it didn't work out, and we slid him back in, and it was a seamless fit. So
do you like the right left thing? They could set up a lineup to where they could have right left throughout the whole lineup. But when the Phillies won their World Series in 1980, it was Schmidt and Luzinski. They were both from the right side of the plate. And then in 2008, it was Ryan Howard and Chase Utley.
they do need another right-handed bat, which is like I'm kind of concerned about Bellinger if that rumor is true, because it's another left-handed bat you add to that lineup. You take another right-handed bat out by not having Rojas in there, and you can say what you want about him. He batted 300 in the short stint he was with the Phillies last year. Terrible postseason, but a crazy catch that saved the Braves series.
That's true.
With Acuna hitting it into the gap. So say what you want about Rojas, but you get Bellinger or another left-handed outfielder, you're taking that right-handed bat and a Gold Glove in center field out of the lineup.
How about that on a beautiful sunshine Sunday on February 14th? It's Valentine's Day, pitchers and catchers.
Yeah,
we're talking Phillies baseball.
You see who's the cover of MLB The Show?
No.
The video game? Take a wild guess. I know Andrew knows.
One of the pitchers for the Dodgers.
Nope.
Don't tell me Bryce Harper.
Nope. He's already been on the
He
cover.
was on it a couple years ago.
Although you can be on it multiple
Is it a
times.
Philly?
because
Is
Joe
it a Philly?
Mauer was
Is it
on
a
it multiple
Philly?
times. No.
not
I'll give you a hint. AL East.
Aaron Judd.
Nope.
Judd.
He's
Good
already been
guess.
on it. Good guess, though. Last year it was Jazz Chisholm of the Marlins, just to give you an idea of what we're working with here. They never picked
Somebody
the right
from
guy.
one of the guys from Baltimore.
Recently, they haven't been picking the right
I
guy,
give
at
up.
least. Not Baltimore, not New York.
Really?
Not
Boston?
Boston.
Think Toronto.
The first baseman.
Vladdy Jr.
Vladimir really?
Vladdy Jr.
Yep, he's their cover athlete, which
And he's coming off the worst season of his career, aside from like the few games he played in his technically
spread the
rookie
love.
year.
it is cool that his dad was on the cover 20 years ago, and now he's on the cover. But it does seem a little late.
Like why was Jazz Chisholm on the cover last year? Where's
So
Jazz
random.
Chisholm done in the league?
They got to put.
He's about an average player, a little above average.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to participate in the show, send a sitcom into see if these the locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds. You can give us a sitcom, see if they've heard of it. 609-403-0973. Also, if you want to have lunch with the locker room crew on Super Bowl Sunday after our live broadcast at LaScala's, you can send us a text message with your name and your phone number. I'll get back to you after the show. 609-403-0973. $20 for lunch and drinks between 12:30 and 2. Lunch with the locker room crew at LaScala's Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and then lunch with the locker room crew from 12:30 to 2 at LaScala's. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named best of Philly, best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Super Bowl. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. When you get down there, tell them the Locker Room sent you. Now, I'm here to tell you about LaScala's. We're going to be down there Super Bowl Sunday. You got to get down to LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. They open this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScala's. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, and $4 house wines. Go to LaScalasBeachHouse.com to check out the menu. That's LaScala's in Brigantine. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Carlin versus Joe with Chris Carlin and Joe Fortenbaugh.
What I can't get over is how much of a big deal we are making about the fact that he may not be in. Who cares? This is a team that has not gotten beyond the second round with Joel Embiid yet. I don't care if Joel Embiid plays 10 more games the rest of this regular season. All that matters is that he is ready for the postseason.
It's Carlin versus Joe with Chris Carlin and Joe Fortenbaugh. Weekdays from noon to 2 on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee. Those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning. Those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrient? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Stop the countdown. Don't let the new year pass you by without upgrading your ride. So bring any trade, no matter the make, mileage, or condition. We'll take it, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, and put you into a new matte black Kia with low, 0 down payments, 0.9% financing, and 0 down payments until April. And only matte black Kia has a 4-day love it or leave it return policy. We know bad things happen to good people. We want to approve you. We finance your future, not your past. Even if you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, we want to get you released and into your new matte black Kia with 0 down, 0 payments until April. On every new Kia in stock.
It's gotta be a matte black Kia.
With approved credit, not all qualified credit may affect down payment. Offers can be combined. Go to matteblackkianj.com for complete details. 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF at $21.22 per thousand for 48 months. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Matte black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike.
to the Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room youth movement producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds on a sunny Sunday morning here in the Locker Room, 97.3 ESPN. We were talking Phillies baseball before the break, and we were talking about we're getting into a lineup that you'd like to stay. And I'd like to give you what I would my lineup, and then you guys can chime in. But I think I would have Bryson Stott lead off. Trey Turner would be number 2. Bryce Harper, number 3. Kyle Schwarber, clean up. Nick Castellanos, 5. Bohm, 6. JT Realmuto, 7. Marsh, 8. And Rojas, the center fielder.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Honestly, that probably would be my 100% preferred lineup right there. I'm kind of torn on Stott in the leadoff spot though, because he's such a scrappy.
Well, that could be interchanged. Obviously,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't mind even if Trey Turner led off and put Stott in the second over. Remember, I'm not like married to the right left thing because the 2 World Series that we've won, Lazinski and Schmidt were both on the right side of the plate. They hit 3 and 4, right, or 4 and 5, and then Ryan Howard and Chase Utley were 2 lefties that batted back to back.
Yeah. I'm not too married to that either, the right, left. So I'm going to go lead off Turner because of the speed, the contact, it speaks for itself. But, also, it's interchangeable. I wouldn't mind Stott there, as I just prefaced earlier. Number 2, Stott. Number 3, Harper. Number 4, Schwarber. I've got number 5, Nick Castellanos, because he proved he could be a very potent hitter in the lineup last season. Number 6, I'm going to go JT Realmuto. 7. Who am I forgetting?
Bowman.
Yeah, I don't mind Bowman at 7. I'll go Bowman at 7. Back-to-back righties. We'll go Marsh Rojas as currently constructed.
We all have pretty
Is
similar.
that pretty
Mine's
similar?
very
Any
similar.
difference?
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, I have Turner and Scott, Harper, like which is the same as yours, except for Scott.
I wouldn't be opposed to switching my Bowman, so I had Scott at 2,
I have
Bowman
Bowman
at 7.
at 5.
I would be opposed to switching.
So you dropped Castellanos a little bit.
I dropped Castellanos to 6. I don't know. I just feel like it's a weird spot with him.
He was super consistent this year, right?
He was our only All-Star until they added Kimbrel.
He was knocking the cover off the ball in like June, July, and then August, and then September and October. He went in the tank.
What about the NLDS, the beginning of the CS, and then the top, what was it? Castellanos, Harper, Schwarber, and Turner went 1 for 28. That's the final 3 games. It was unbelievable.
I mean, Castellanos in the NLDS, like you mentioned, he became the first player in baseball history to have back-to-back multiple home run games.
It's crazy,
and then he just fell apart in the NLCS. He had nothing
crazy
after game 1.
609-403-0973 is the text for you want to jump in with your lineup, or if you want to sign up for our lunch for the Locker Room at LaScala's Super Bowl Sunday after our live broadcast there from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and then we'll have lunch with the Locker Room from 12:30 to 2. $20 gets you in, but you got to text me your name and your phone number, and I'll call you afterwards and let you know how you send your money to me. It's $20. That's a pretty good deal, man.
I've got a little fun on-the-spot experiment for you here. Since I just talked about the rumor that Bob Nightingale reported in one of his articles, remove Yohan Rojas and add Cody Bellinger to this lineup, and how would it change?
It would change dramatically.
Dramatically.
Yeah,
It's a new lineup. You can think about it
who
for
are
a
you
second.
going to give up? Where's he a free agent?
He's a free agent. You're giving up money.
So you're giving up a lot of money. That's right. The Phillies got crazy money, right?
They got stupid money.
They got
It's
stupid
called
money.
stupid money, right?
Crazy money. Like, if you got Bellinger, you'd have to
Yeah, I wouldn't have Scott.
So who would that? Might be part. You would be player.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, unless somebody,
Bellinger's a lefty.
Huh.
I could see him sliding into, like, depending on who's batting 4th and 5.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Remember when him and Yelich were going crazy that
Yeah,
season?
but what do you
competing
think's
for
more
the MVP?
important? What do you think's more important? Because obviously they dried up offensively in the NLCS. But what's more important? Another arm, a big high price arm, or
I would
recognizable name, or Cody Bellinger?
I would rather have a better arm. Just because we
Even
mentioned
though we couldn't score and hit the ball. remember, you know what it is with the Phillies? It's home run or bust, right? They don't
But do we
manufacture
think
runs.
one player like a Cody Bellinger is going to be like, oh, we just plug him in and everything's fixed? Like, it wasn't just Rojas that was not playing great offensively. Like you just mentioned.
Reason they lost the series because Turner, Harper, Castellanos.
Like,
and
who's to
Schwarber.
say Bellinger is going to be like the key that change? Like, he's not going to make the other guys hit better.
We also
like,
talked about it. What version of Bellinger are you getting?
Hey,
Seriously.
Danny, we got a couple text messages, right?
Let's take a look here real quick.
Did you read the one?
Well, we have one. They when you were talking about the early Kansas City Chiefs days, back in like Super Bowl 4, Super Bowl 5, Scott and Irma chimed in and said, "Would you say how do you pronounce his name?" Jan Stenerud.
Yeah, he was
one
the
of players
field
from
goal
that team.
kicker.
And they also texted in a TV show / sitcom, The Munsters. I have heard of that. I have heard of that.
That's the only thing I know. from
man,
that
the
show.
Monsters.
It's a great theme song.
See, all these shows had great like songs that went with it.
Yeah, nowadays there's not as many
have that
iconic theme songs. Like that '70s show had a good one. but
All
even
the
that,
family, boy, the way Glenn Miller. You guys didn't even know that one, do you?
I know what it is. But
We played it for you last week, right?
Yeah. I think
609-403-0973. Send us another sitcom that the youth movement doesn't know about.
All right, I've got my lineup if you were to insert Bellinger.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we're leading off. For the sake of fitting Bellinger seamlessly in this lineup, I have to stick with Schwarber leading off. So one Schwarber, 2 Trey Turner, 3 Harper, 4 Castellanos, 5 Bellinger, JT Realmuto 6th, Stott 7th, Bohm 8th, Marsh 9th. I think that is a beautiful lineup. Right
How
there.
much would they have to? How much would it cost? How much is it going to cost to get Bellinger?
Depending on how many years. If he gets a lot of years, you could see upwards of $200 million. But if he gets like, I would say 3, 4, 5, you could see below $200 million probably.
Shohei Ohtani.
I could see him commanding like Castellanos money, maybe a little bit higher.
The Dodgers got their pitching staff is like,
yeah, they paid $1 billion. For
$1 billion.
it.
Ohtani and Yamamoto. Are they gonna? Are you worried about the Dodgers? Just like
I don't know. I mean, I feel like every time one of these
because pitching's the most important. Like you got to have good.
Oh,
pitching.
100%. I mean, but Otani's not going to be pitching this year.
No, because didn't he have Tommy John?
His second Tommy John.
Second Tommy John.
Yes.
It's like I feel like every time a super team like this gets put together, like it always like disappoints. Like,
So they
never...
paid him all that money, and he's not going to pitch this year.
Just DHing.
Yeah, I mean, but they got him for the next 7 years. Like that, they're gonna get plenty.
Is
of
that on the
pitching.
same elbow, Danny, or is it?
Yeah.
Same
It's throwing arm.
Yeah, throwing arm.
Yeah, I
Can't
mean,
even field.
I wonder if is that injury in the same spot? I wonder. Like, I
would
thought once
assume so,
once
same
you're
surgery,
surgically
right?
repaired, I thought you can't hurt it again.
Yeah,
guess you
it's a
can.
valid point. To your
Yeah, I don't
question
know.
though, Andrew, he got a 10-year
It was
deal, but they're
10
paying it
years.
over 20 years.
That's what I.
$1 billion
Yeah,
for 2 players.
it's crazy. I mean, again, they're not paying like even more than.
Well, the
$5
money's the
million.
first.
One of their signings that went under the radar, they signed Teoscar Hernandez from Seattle. I mean, he's a power hitting right-handed bat who can give you close to 30 a year. And they got him for
Watch out
one
the Dodgers,
one
man.
year, like $18 million. Just fell under the
Yeah,
radar.
I mean, they should be obviously like the clear favorites. I don't know why. I just feel like whenever a team like this gets put together, it never works out the way people expect it.
No, I know. When you spend all that money, you have all these expectations.
Yeah.
and then
Like
it falls-
when's the last team that spent this
you
money?
know that would happen to the Phillies, right?
Yeah.
They
just would have
get
like.
some like high priced player and he gets hurt or
I
something.
mean, that's what it looked like it happened when we like brought in Harper and
Right?
JT, and then we weren't even a playoff team for 3 years. It was like, oh man.
Scott and Irma chimed in again with another submission saying banana splits with 2 laughing emojis. Do you know that one?
Banana
That's it.
Was that a character in the Monsters?
Is that a TV show?
Let's look it up.
Banana Splits. I've never heard of it.
When's the last time you've had a banana
American
split?
television
Yeah,
show.
the banana splits.
I don't like banana.
1968
They're
adventure.
in a bunch of costumes.
What?
It's like
Banana
characters and
split.
there's like an elephant, a
Yeah, but
dog.
Only 2 seasons.
That wasn't a.
Seems more like a kid show
Yeah, that
than
was,
like a.
Was it like cartoons?
No, it was people in like actual costumes.
They look like the Chuck E. Cheese
Yeah,
animatronics
yeah,
you'd
these
see.
types. I don't remember that one.
Well,
The
Five
banana
Nights at Freddy's
splits.
action. Yeah.
Only 36 episodes.
Hey, just 2 seasons.
Yeah, I'm talking about like
Fleagle.
like great.
Oh, they were a band, I think. Fleagle. Bingo,
Well, you guys remember the
Drooper.
Monkeys, right? The Monkeys. Hey, we're the Monkeys.
Nope.
Wait, do you mean just the actual band, the Monkeys?
Yeah,
or-
it started out as a TV show first. They got guys that they auditioned for a TV show. They turned him into
It's
a band.
so weird you said that because at the same time, let's see who this is that chimed in. I think it was Dan in EHT. Yes, it was Dan in EHT. He texted in as soon as you said that and said the Monkeys.
Is that right? Yeah.
In
Brilliant
unison.
minds think alike, Dan.
Yep.
The Monkeys.
The Monkeys, man.
Stanford and Son as well.
Sanford and Sons. You guys remember that one?
Sounds. I know the name. But I know Mumford and Sons.
Billy keeps like presenting this like he's asking us a question,
Yeah.
but he's just setting us up for failure for his amusement. That's all it is.
Oh, you know the show from 40 years before you were
Of course
born?
you don't.
I bet you guys can name shows
Come on.
today that I would even know.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't. I mean, I watch all the old stuff.
Well, when you brought up Mr. Ed, I
By
asked
the way,
if
did
you'd
you
ever
guys
seen.
Did you guys watch any of the NHL All-Star game yesterday?
No.
You didn't watch the
I was at
3 o'clock
work.
on a Saturday.
I was at
Well,
work.
Justin Bieber was one of the coaches.
Really?
He had this big furry thing on, this big coat on. Justin Bieber. He's got tattoos on his neck. He's got a rose tattoo on his neck.
Huge stick puck guy, huh?
I mean, he is Canadian.
Well, he's Canadian.
Big
So-
stick puck guy.
Oh man.
Justin Bieber. Jim Montgomery, I think, was one of the head coaches. He was there.
I think so.
I guess he
Was
was
it
just your
McDavid?
figurehead coach.
Yeah, I don't
Justin
know. I don't know how
I was
much
talking to
they
Andrew
coach.
during a break, though. I can't believe they had it at 3 o'clock. I mean, it's the NHL, whatever, but 3 o'clock on a Saturday?
Yeah,
like,
like
no one
who's-
wants it at 9 o'clock, but like maybe a 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock start.
Well, guys, I hate to tell you this, but really, what All-Star games even worth watching anymore? The Pro Bowl, football Pro Bowl today, it's flag football.
Yeah.
Every
It's
so
such a shame.
often, the NBA one is fun.
Yeah.
but
What's
normally,
the final score? 178, 155?
Well, remember, they changed the rules where it's like your total gets added up through
I
three
think that's not the
quarters,
case.
right?
No, the
anymore.
last,
Not
the
anymore.
last,
But up
isn't
to
the last
last
four?
year.
Isn't the last fourth quarter? The fourth
The
quarter.
fourth quarter, it's just plus 24 to whichever team is leading,
Is
which
that
has
what it
led to
is?
some pretty intense endings.
It
but
has been. They're not doing
they're
it.
go- yeah, it's going back.
They
to just a
did
regular
away
game.
with it. So what's your favorite All-Star game? What's the one left? I think baseball's the only one that really gives you
Yeah,
the
but
closest
even
thing.
they don't give it their
Yeah, they
full
do.
effort. They do not. No
You
one's
don't
trying
think
to
when
throw
you
out
get at
their
the bat,
arm.
you're not going to want to hit a home run?
Of course they
And
are.
if you're baseball's a team
But-
game, but it's also more of an individual.
You're not going to be laying out your line in the field. You're not going to be throwing your arm out if you're a pitcher. They only give you one or
Yeah.
two innings if
I
that.
think it's almost like the home run derby is probably my favorite
Right.
of any of the All
I
Star.
think that's
which
the
isn't
best
the game,
all-star
but-
event out of all four.
Like
pro
the
sports
NHL
right now.
skills comp, the speed skating and the speed skating and the we hit the
Yeah.
It's
full
fun.
guys. That's pretty good.
I think I'd go to NBA All-Star game right now because you get a few vintage games every now and again where it feels, feels old.
All right, fellas. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Super Bowl. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Go in there and tell them the locker room said. Tell them the locker room said hi. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Movement producer, Danny Ryan, the intern, Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Mavericks tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Maxey well beyond the arc for three. It's gone. He ties it. Maxey with another three.
Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball.
Here's Burkow with a breakout. Oh, yeah, reverse jam. Portloss twists, turns, dunks it.
97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste. It's a place. Randazzo's Pizza, it's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you go. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Provenza Restaurant and Event Center in Ventnor for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at SeizeTheDeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to SeizeTheDeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, Danny Ryan. Danny, the NBA All-Star game coming up. And who's the coach?
Well, for the Eastern Conference, it is the one, the only, the legend, Glenn Doc Rivers.
It's just so apropos for like how appropriate is it for like Philly fans?
I wonder if
every much maligned coach goes to Milwaukee. Now he's the coach of the All-Star game.
You know, I wonder if he has the All-Star game marked down as a scheduled loss or not.
Crazy.
So did he give? So I can't believe you should go to the best record. Boston coach should be the
yeah, but he was the head coach last
So
year,
what?
so he can't do it 2 years in a row
No.
per NBA rules. So then it goes to the second best team in the East head coach, and obviously now it's Doc Rivers. He's only coached 3 games. He got his first win yesterday for him. Come on. He even said that's so ridiculously bad. He said he's going to give the bonus you get for coaching the game and the
At
game
least he's doing
ring
that.
to Adrian Griffin. So that's a stand-up
At
act
least he's
from him,
doing-
but
at least he's doing that.
still don't like him.
All right, 609-403-0973. We're accepting text messages for LaScala's Beach House Lunch with the Locker Room Crew next Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. We'll do it again next Saturday. We get only about 4 seats available, so let's get that. We'll get that together.
Get it
Thank you,
going.
Andrew Leeds. Great job today, Danny Ryan, as
Thank you.
always. Thanks for making the Locker Room part of your Sunday.
Because
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We got the Pro Bowl today. And see you next week right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on